For my interpretive analysis, I chose Good Country People. I stuck with the story from the beginning, and I initially was torn between this and the podcast, but I really did end up enjoying Good Country People, and it probably was my favorite out of all that we've read so far. But regarding the theme, I went with religion and the hypocrisy of it in the Southern culture. I just felt that was really the main core of the story, and I thought it would be good to write about. And after the initial brainstorming, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried if I would have enough to write about, but then after the drafting stage, I started to feel a little more comfortable in my decision, and I will say the feedback definitely helped steer me in a better direction, especially with the last couple of paragraphs, because I feel like I was getting a little bit too repetitive. And when it comes to my thesis, it really didn't change that much, like from my draft to the final paper. I followed the initial prompts that we got, and I decided to stay with what I had because I thought it was pretty good. And I really didn't feel like that was something I needed to change, surprisingly. But when it comes to making changes, I did end up making some between my draft and final copy. And I definitely revised it a bunch of times, but mostly I just changed up the last two paragraphs. And at first, I was nervous, but I'm glad I ended up changing it, and I think it made my analysis more clear and thorough, and definitely less repetitive, because I was struggling with that a little bit. And honestly, if I had more time, I probably would have changed something each time I read it, and I tried to read it the past several days with a clear mind, and each time I would change a little something more. So I finally stopped today because it was due today, or I probably would have kept tweaking it. But the only thing I would have probably changed a little bit at this point is a conclusion. I think it was okay, but for some reason I struggle with making a good conclusion. But I will say writing in the stages from brainstorming, drafting, and the final really has helped me think about what I wanted to write about, and it gave me time to really put quality thought and time into it.